Alright guys, so we're back in my garage, and in this video I just want to say thank you to everybody for helping me hit this milestone on my YouTube channel. So at the point of this video being uploaded, I have finally hit 5,000 subscribers, and that's a huge deal for me. Definitely didn't expect it to happen this soon, but I do really appreciate all of the support that you guys have given me to help me get to this point. All of your views, likes, comments, shares, all of that helped me get here, and I just really want to thank you guys for that. YouTube was not something that I expected to take this seriously. You know, if you look at my channel more than a year ago, I was kind of just randomly posting videos. I have like a couple old track days and different things that I was trying to just make content for on the channel to help out the community. But about a year ago, I got monetization on my channel, and that's when I got over 1,000 subscribers. And you guys just gave me a whole lot of support, and that's what really motivated me to get to this point. And now we're doing scheduled uploads and just doing videos every single week to help you guys learn a lot about your cars and just keep up with the latest B58 news. I've also experienced a lot of growth outside of the channel. I've gotten a lot of sponsors and different people to help me out with my build. I've gotten to test out a lot of different parts and just a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have gotten without this YouTube channel. So again, thank you to everybody for helping me get to this point, and I can't wait to see what this next year has to offer. Now I'm going to use this video to do a quick Q&A so that I can answer some of your more common questions. But before we hop into that, I do want to mention a few things. So I am trying to make a shift on my social media because, like I said, I jumped into this kind of randomly and not really expecting it to turn into what it has today. And because of that, I get a lot of messages and traffic through my personal pages because I didn't have anything set up to try to create, more of like a professional atmosphere around my channel. So in order to kind of keep up with the growth, I'm going to be shifting a lot of stuff over to some new social media channels. So the first thing that I've created is a new Instagram page called B58OC, or the B58 Owners Club. And this page is going to be specifically used to share your content. So I know a lot of you guys tag me in your posts and your stories, asking me to share it to my page to help you get more views. And I totally understand everybody wants to see some growth on their pages, but I want to use my personal Instagram for my personal use. And that's why you guys see me share a lot of Porsches and Koenigseggs and things like that, because those are the things that I like, and that's just kind of what I like to share on my page. So I'm going to use this B58OC page to share all of your content. And this will be kind of the home for all of us to see each other's posts, help each other grow, and just continue to share and spread stuff throughout the B58 community. So the page has been up for a little while now, and it's already experienced some growth. I've had people tagging me in their posts, reels. Even if you post up something for sale in your stories, I can help you share that as well so that more people can see it and help you get the views that you want. So thanks again to everybody that's helping me get that page moving so far. Definitely go give it a follow. I will be following back all the other B58 owners as well. So another thing that I've made is a new Facebook page. And I know a lot of you guys have seen me in different Facebook groups, so you reach out and message me to review logs and answer questions and things like that. But I'm going to try to shift all of that traffic to this new Facebook page. Again, just to help keep my personal Facebook personal, so I'm not getting so many, friend requests from people I don't know and things like that. This is a page that you can like and follow. You can make posts on here. You can send me messages directly and I can answer them for you. And this will just kind of help me keep all of that in one space, so I can keep my personal page personal. Now this will be strictly a page for sharing my content. So my YouTube videos will be posted there. My Instagram content will be reposted there. I might make posts there from time to time to ask you guys questions and just gauge feedback on different topics I'm considering. But if you want an actual Facebook group, then we have a separate place for that as well. So we have a B58 Facebook group called B58 Discussion. And this is a page where you can share content to a much broader audience, get more feedback from different people that have been there, done that, and help you, again, continue to build your car. So I definitely recommend checking that group out. Go ahead and request to join that group. And there are plenty of us in there, and it's growing more and more every day. So thank you guys for helping me make that shift. This is, again, just for my sanity. And I'm hoping that this will help create better communication between us so that it's easier for me to manage and so that I can help you guys out. So now let's go ahead and hop into the Q&A. And the first question that I get a lot is, who am I? So for those of you that don't know, my name is actually Kevin, not Kern. I'm 33 years old. I am a husband and I am a father. I have 2 kids as well. So I've been in this game for a little while. A lot of people seem surprised by my age. I don't know if you expect me to be older or younger, but that's where I stand with that. And I'm located in Cincinnati, Ohio. So if you're in the area, I am pretty active around here. I mostly go to meets during the day, like Cars and Coffee and things like that. But I have been going to Mexico meets a little more often recently, basically just as time permits. So hopefully next year I'll be able to get more of that as well. If you are in the area or in Ohio, definitely feel free to reach out. We do organize cruises and things like that when the weather is nice, and it would be cool to have more and more B58 owners out with us. Now, the second question I get a lot is, how do I know so much about the B58 or just cars in general? And I do not work for BMW. I am not a tuner. I did not design the B58. So I know a lot of people think something along those lines, but I am an engineer. I have worked in automotive for several years. I've worked for multiple OEMs as well as other suppliers. So I do have a lot of experience in the automotive world. And I plan on making more videos about this stuff in the future, but basically, you know, I've worked in a lot of different areas. I've worked in design, I've worked in quality, I've worked in manufacturing, I've launched new vehicles, and even for a while I was working in warranty claims, and people are kind of surprised to hear that. But when you submit a warranty claim, it goes to an engineer that has to review it. And I was one of those engineers for over a year. So I reviewed claims and I figured out if it was something that could really be covered under warranty or not. And if it was something under warranty, it was my responsibility to create a project around that to fix the issue so that it wouldn't be something we continued to see over time. So yeah, I do kind of have a unique perspective on a lot of things, like when people are dealing with dealerships and warranty, because I was on the back end and I know how it works. Pretty much all of this is standardized now. Toyota kind of set the standard for how everybody works, and now everybody's just kind of copying them. So whether you work for a Japanese company, American company, German company, they all pretty much operate the same. And so it's really easy to understand how that part of the business works. Now, beyond that, a lot of my experience just comes from messing up on cars personally. And I got my first project car directly when I came out of college. It was, you know, like a lot of you, just an economy car, and I wanted to modify it because I was into cars. And so initially I was always dropping my car off, getting mechanics to work on it, and then over time I decided I wanted to try to modify it myself. Screwed that up, ended up having to drop it off back at the same mechanics to have them fix the problems I created. But over time, I learned more and more about my car. And me and a couple friends that were kind of in the same boat all kind of came to an agreement that we wanted to basically get to a point where nobody could teach us anything about our cars. And of course, that's not the case, but it just kind of established, you know, a drive that we had to learn as much as possible. I didn't want to go to a car meet and have somebody teach me something about my car or show me something that I was doing wrong. And instead, I wanted to know as much as possible ahead of time. So I just started doing a lot of research, trying out a lot of different parts and things like that. So that's kind of what got me to this point. It took a little bit of messing up to learn how to do it right. And it took me getting things wrong to ask the right questions to help me learn about the different things that are in my car and how it works. Now that topic kind of moves me into the third question, is why did I start a YouTube channel? And honestly, I just wanted to get that information out there because all the things that I had done wrong in the past were completely preventable, but because we didn't have enough people out there really asking the right questions and getting informed data out there for the community, it made me struggle to build my car the way that I wanted to. Now, this car was the first brand new car I'd ever purchased, and so when I bought the car, it was something that was brand new. The B58 was still relatively new, so a lot of people really didn't know what the potential was. And I was really excited to get on the forums and just kind of go through that process with everybody of learning the platform and growing with it as things developed. But I was really disappointed to see how things were working on the BMW forums, because anytime somebody had a problem or asked a question, the responses were always the same. You know, people were like, isn't your car still under warranty? Which of course it was, because the B58 had only been out for like a year or two. And so they always said, you know, just go to the dealer, get them to fix it, maybe screenshot the service report so we can have it here for future reference and move on. Nobody was really trying to figure out how the car worked or what, you know, the limitations were and things like that. And at the time, we still just had JB4s. We only had piggybacks available. So there were a lot of fuel limitations and things that we couldn't work around, and just a lot of unknowns with how the engine worked. So that was something that I decided to take upon myself to try to learn as much as possible and do testing on my own car. I think initially when boot mode came out, I was one of the first people to hop on and get that flash. and people were asking a lot of questions about the tune because when it was advertised, people were concerned with the horsepower numbers, were they real? What kind of performance numbers could we expect? How reliable was it? And things like that. So that's when I posted my first video that really got good traction on here. That was my stock versus stage 1 dyno. Because again, people were like, dynos read differently in different days and things like that. So we all kind of agreed if we could get a stock versus stage 1 comparison on the same car, on the same dyno, that would answer the question. And I posted it up thinking, now the conversation is resolved, we can move on. But it still sparked a bunch of questions and a bunch of arguments and debates. Dynojet numbers read too high. My stock numbers were too high. I must secretly have the MPPSK tune and it's not a real B58 stock tune. Just all of these different things that people were kind of putting around that video. And so that helped motivate me just to create more content because I wanted to keep the conversation going. I wanted to show why I think the way I think and why the car works the way it does. So hopefully as I make more recommendations in the future, I'll have more data and support to back it up. So over time, I posted more videos. I documented my E85 tune progress. I did the full review of like the heat exchanger install and talk about spark plugs and all those things. I even posted like 3 videos back to back right before Black Friday to help people determine, what fuel pump upgrades they wanted and what turbo upgrades they wanted to pick. But after that, I got my DOCRace video up, and that's when the channel really pushed forward. That's when I got over 1,000 subscribers and got the channel monetized. And you guys just gave me a lot of support. So that's when I really started posting videos weekly and decided to take this channel seriously. Again, it really came out of nowhere. I had no intention of doing this, but it's really worked out well. And it's gotten a lot of opportunities for me to create more content for you guys, testing out parts, and just helping you figure out what you want to do with your build. So that's what got me into YouTube. Ultimately, I love to debate and argue with people, but when I have data that I can share, I want to be able to do that. Posting on the forums wasn't really working anymore. People don't like to read big, long, drawn out, data log interpretations. So YouTube just felt like the best way for me to, put this package together into something that you guys could enjoy. Now, for one last bonus question, I'm going to answer why we're always staring at my engine bay and why there are always random things in my engine bay. And initially, like I said, I didn't really care how my YouTube channel performed. So I didn't care to be in front of the camera. I didn't care if you guys knew who I was or recognized me. I just wanted to post content. And so that's why I always stared at my engine bay, because it just seemed like a clean backdrop to talk about what I wanted to talk about. But eventually, of course, people started commenting on it. Somebody said that, it seems like every time that's all they're doing is staring at my engine bay. So I starting my videos with that, and I would say we're back staring at my engine bay. It was just kind of a troll move by me, I guess, because I didn't really care. So I figured if it's this much of a problem, I'll just highlight it at the start of every video so it's deliberate. But then I got more feedback and somebody commented that I need to work on like my presentation and dress it up because it's starting to get boring. So that's when I started putting random things in the engine bay and said, if you want a little bit of spice, like here it is. And so I do really appreciate everybody that comments on that as well. If you notice like any kind of connections to the topic at hand and things like that, that's something that makes my day because I have kind of a corny sense of humor. So if that entertains you, it entertains me as well. But that's kind of the story behind it. No, I'm not some mastermind that came up with this catchy slogan or whatever. It was really just me not caring, and when people commented on it, I decided to troll instead of taking it as constructive criticism. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for your support and getting me to this point. I hope that in 2022 we can continue with this momentum and just see more and more growth on the channel. I also want to thank all of the sponsors that have helped me out with this build. The parts that I've used and documented the installs and testing on my car have been a significant help in getting me to this point as well. I do still have more future plans with my car as well as the channel, so hopefully you guys stick around for that. I'm going to be making more YouTuber style content, basically just talking about me. A lot of people want to know like how much money do I make on YouTube, how much have I spent on the car, what other cars do I have, and just different things like that. So I want to kind of cover those topics as well, just to help you guys out. If maybe you want to make your own YouTube channel or kind of build up your garage, I can help you kind of make that decision as well. So that's all we have for today. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope this video helps. And if you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below.